later, we met in this room for this very, very posh girl called Rosemary Longy, who asked both of us when we arrived, "What does your father do?" And at that moment, I think we kind of bonded as friends at the time, because we both were the first people in our family to go to college, and we both felt a little bit it was unreal at the time to us. But we soon found some very nice friends and got the social group together. In the second year, we moved into a house in Harborne. It was a very small cottage, 6 of us living there, and I think it's testament to how important those friendships have lasted, how long those friendships have lasted, that 4 of those 6 people are here today. Lovely. And the only one, obviously Brian can't be here. If he could, he would. I'll just introduce them to you in case you haven't met them. If I can find them. I'm looking for Graham.
There he is, yeah.
Rosie, who's come down from Yorkshire. And Ricky, who's come from America today.
Whoa. Yeah, well.
But I still speak like this.
Rosie had the misfortune of having to go through Brian's bedroom to get to the bathroom, the kitchen, or anywhere else in the house. Graham had the even bigger misfortune of sharing the bedroom with Brian. Now, I remember this room so well. One half, it wasn't clean, we were students. But it was often had the bed made. There wasn't usually anybody sleeping in it in the daytime. And beside the bed was usually a few intellectual-looking books. The other half was an ashtray. Usually with Brian in the middle of it, in a fetal position, asleep, day and night.
What, in the ashtray?
More or less, yes, surrounded by coffee cups and cigarettes. But we didn't do much work in that house for 2 main reasons. One is that we had constant stream of visitors, one of whom became a resident, Andy G, who was nominally studying history at Portsmouth Poly. But if you look at all the college pictures, he's on virtually every one. He's got the dark glasses sprawled on the floor.
It's the guy who looks like Andy G.
Yeah. And others such as Bernie, who I can't see at the moment, but he's there. Sorry, I'm looking over there. Plus, we've made friends with some people who lived in a much nicer house than ours in Russell Road. And a couple of those people are here today as well. One of whom is now married to Graham Dillis. And Claire is somewhere here, and she's in that house too. Can't see her.
Claire's here, right there.
Claire's there. So a lot of us have all stayed in touch over the years. In the 3rd year, Brian went off to France for his year abroad. There's a letter in there actually, if anybody wants to read it. It's so Brian. And I finished my degree, and Brian came back for the 4th year and moved back into the house. And by that time, I didn't have a partner, and Brian didn't have a partner. And we did that kind of thing that you do sometimes when you haven't got partners. We had a fling.
Mad, crazy thing.
Yeah, it was a fling that lasted a bit longer than it was meant to, but it did produce our son Nick.
This is the first I've heard.
Big job for you.
Brian and I weren't meant to last in a relationship, let's face it. You know, we weren't suited. But by that time, obviously, I'd made really good friends with his sister and his brother, Pat and John, and also with the entire Haney family, who really became like second parents to me, Mr. and Mrs. Haney, and were absolutely brilliant when Nick was growing up. Brian left London, as you all know, became a journalist. I won't go through that because I'm sure somebody else will talk about those years. But the thing I never understood is after many years, and he finally made it to Fleet Street for a while, he became a financial journalist. Now, if anybody knows what Brian's finances were like, that is not a move that we would think he would make. In fact, Brian actually admitted to me once that if he had any money in his pocket, he felt the responsibility was too great, and he'd have to spend it.
You want to get robbed.
That happened too.
Well, I'll stop there in terms of history, because other people can fill you in the gaps. But I just want to say things actually come full circle. When Brian came to university, as I said, a couple of pairs of jeans, not much. I came with a stereo, loads of records, you know, all the things you bring, kettles, toasters, cups of coffee. Brian brought a radio. Now, 40 years later, when he moved into what was to be his last flat, just near where Nick and Ros live, he forgot the kettle, he forgot most of his clothes, he didn't bring a saucepan, or any cutlery, or any plates. But he brought 3 radios. So Brian, wherever you are, turn your bloody radio on. Listen while some of us actually say nice things about you for a change. That's it, I'm finished.
Well done. Excellent.